Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tips and Tricks. And today on Tips and Tricks, I'm going to be showing you how to wire up an Ethernet cable or a Cat5 or Cat6 cable using these little RJ45 connectors that you see on the end of your Ethernet cable. It's actually very simple and a very useful thing to know. Because let's say that you're a gamer like myself and you have a gaming setup and you're wanting to run an Ethernet cable from your computer to your router. Well, knowing how to do this can be very useful because you can cut out the exact length that you need to make the run instead of going to the store and spending more money on a cable that's already made up. You could just buy a box of cable and have extra, and to be able to make up connections anytime you need. Also, let's say that you're wanting to install your own security system on your house and your cameras are powered by Cat5 cable or Cat6 cable. Well, again, very useful to know this because sometimes the cable that they provide is not long enough and you'll have to buy more. And it's cheaper to buy cable that's not already made up with the connectors on the ends. And plus, when you go to run the cable, it's a lot easier to run it without the connectors on the end. You don't have to worry about damaging those connectors, and you can put the connections on after you've made your runs to where you want to place your cameras. So again, a very helpful tool and skill to know. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so step one, we need to strip back the wire. And you need to strip back about an inch. You can actually do more if you want. If you want, like, let's say you have bigger hands, you might want to strip back maybe 2 inches to give you plenty of room to work. But I usually do an inch myself. And then, so you're gonna stick the wire in this part that says strip, and then crimp it down and strip the wire. So you put it in about an inch, and then you'll crimp down, and then I like to move it back and forth like this, and then it's good to go, and then you can just pull the wire off like that, and there you go. All right, the second step is to cut this little string. There's a little string here. You want to cut that off, you don't need it. And you can use your crimpers, or if you got a knife, or not your crimpers, but your dikes. If you got a knife, you can use that to cut it. Okay, and then we need to unravel all these wires. Oh, there's actually a string or a piece of plastic right here. This plastic can be cut off as well. So I'll cut that and just get it as short as you possibly can. That'll work. Okay, so now we need to unravel all these wires. Okay, the next step is to straighten out these wires. You can see they're all kind of wavy and everything. We need to get those straightened out. And this is where you can take a screwdriver and use the screwdriver to straighten them out, or you can just use your fingers, whichever you prefer. So you just grab them, grab 2 at a time, and then just do that. Okay, the next step is we need to start organizing our wires and the color codes where they belong. So you're going to do light orange first. And this is the B way of doing it. There's 2 different ways you can wire these up. There's an A and a B. I usually do the B. I don't ever do the A, but you can do whatever one you want. But the B one is light orange, orange together. And then light green. So you're going to put those side by side just like this. And you're going to try to straighten those up with your fingers. You can kind of like move them back and forth and they'll straighten up for you. And then we're going to do dark blue, light blue, dark green, then light brown, and then dark brown. Okay, see that? Now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut it off straight here, just so it looks neat. You wanna get it as straight as possible. Just like that. See how much straighter that is? Now, we can take our connector, our RJ45, and what you wanna do, you see the tab, this tab here, you want to aim it down towards the ground. So you got the flat side that you can see. So tab to the ground, flat side to the sky. And then you're going to put your wires in and try to keep them straight and just go in slowly until they come out the other end. And you can see they're poking through the end there. And you just want to go as far as you can. You want to make sure that the shield part is as far in there as you can possibly get it. So I'm going to keep going. Just like that. That's pretty far. And the nice thing about the fact that these go through the connector gives you a chance to double check your wiring to make sure you got your colors right. So I'm going to double check this before I crimp it down. And we got light orange, light green, dark blue, light blue, dark green, light brown, and then dark brown. So that looks right. So now we are ready to crimp this down. And the nice thing about these crimpers is you see the wire that sticks out, the excess wire. As you crimp these down, as you crimp this connector down, it will actually cut that wire for you. So that's a nice thing. You can see there's a blade actually. There's a blade that actually goes down as you're clamping, and it cuts it. So we'll stick it in here. It goes tab down and just goes inside there like this. Okay, so you can see it's in as far as it can go. And you get it as far as you can go, and then you're ready to clamp it down. Okay, cut off the extra, and there's your first connection. Just like that. Now we'll do the same to the other side. Okay, I finished wiring up the other side, and I matched the color code. I made it the same as this one. So make sure whatever color code you do on one side, you do on the other side in order for it to work. So now we can test this connection, and that's where this tool comes in handy. So since it's a short run, I don't have to take these off, but let's say that you had a really long run, you can actually take this off and you can go stick this on one end and then this on the other end. But I don't need to do that since it's a short run. So what you're gonna do is you got these ports here, the bigger ones. You're gonna plug one end into here until it snaps in, and then you're gonna do the same thing with this end. And then they're both snapped in, and now we just turn it on right here. So we're gonna go over, and then you're gonna watch the flashing, and you want it to go down in line 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 through 8. It should go in a straight line just like that, and that shows that you wired it up correctly. Okay, so I actually wired this one. This is a new one. This is the original one. This is the correct one, right? I wired a different one, and I made this one wrong. I wired it wrong on purpose, so I can show you what this connector would look like if you wired it wrong. So I actually put the greens. I put light green, and then the dark blue, light blue. When it's supposed to go, light orange, light green, dark blue, light blue, then dark green. Well, I did it the other way. So let's see what it does when you do that wrong. So okay, we got it connected, so we're going to turn it on. Now you can see the lights go. Okay, now you can automatically see that it skips past 4. It's skipping past 4 here. So it tells it, the machine is telling you that the 4 over here does not match the 4 over here. So you have a problem. So that's what it'll look like. When it's supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, on both sides it should go down 1 through 8 without skipping any. So if you get it wrong, it will skip. And that's how that works. And then the only way to fix that, unfortunately, is to totally redo your connection. Now let's flip it. Let's put this side on the main and see what it does. If it does, let's just see what that does. Okay. So it's going 1. Okay, so you can see it's still skipping over here. So yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have to figure out which side you need to correct. And the only way to do that is to cut the wire and totally redo your connection. All right, guys, so that is how you wire up an Ethernet cable or a Cat5 cable, whatever you want to call it. I showed you what not to do and I showed you what to do. I was going to show you how to wire it up the A way, the other way, but I decided not to. Just follow I'm going to put both color codes. I'll put A and B so you can pick which one you would like to use. Like I said, I usually use B, the one I just showed you, but you can use A if you want. Doesn't really matter as long as you make the wires the same on both ends. That's really all that matters. So I will post that in the video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode and we will see you on the next one.